Hello, hello, hello. Knits for Sanity here, and I am going to do a post review on my first completed painting for the Drills and Chills 2022 and Festival of Witches 2022 events. If you have been following along with me, you've seen me working on this one for a couple of weeks now. I started September 1st, which was, of course, the first day of the event. And here we are. I finished it September 17th. It took me longer than what I wanted it to, and there are reasons for that, but it was still a pretty fast-moving painting to get done. This painting is called A Little Witchy by Aristokati, and it is produced by Diamond Art Club. It is, last I checked, it is still available. But I think this is the last run. But I will put that information in the notes, and you can follow the link from there and find out for yourself. So let's start with some of the things that I really, really liked about this painting. First, I thought the image was fantastic. If you watch my unboxing of this video, you learn a bit more about why I selected this painting. I actually chose this painting before even considering it for the Drills and Chills and Festival of Witches, because it reminded me so much of my oldest daughter. It's her style of art. The girl kind of resembles her a little bit. The way that she's dressed in this painting reminds me of my daughter, and my daughter also adores cats, just adores cats. And so I had talked about possibly changing the eye color of the painting to match my daughter. And I really debated with that because in the original work, which I can actually show you sort of here, in the original work, her eyes match the cat's eyes. They both are that orangey, which is very, very striking in the painting. And so I had really considered keeping that then and having their eyes match. But I thought, you know what, let's just try it with the gray-blue eyes, which is the color of eyes that my daughter has. And I laid them out two different ways. And in the end, I actually liked how this turned out. And now the focus of the painting is really zoned in on this girl's eyes, which doesn't bother me. No, it's not. It is not true to the original. And I think it can definitely be argued that the artist's intention of having the matching eyes is what makes sense. This is like, this which is familiar, I think. But for what I wanted to do, I wanted it to more closely match my daughter. I don't mind this end result. The eyes, we're just using some leftover drills that I had from my last Square Diamond Art Club kit. So they are slightly more blue than what I would have done had I had a much wider selection of colors. But still, I'm happy with that end result. So the image itself is fantastic. Again, the rendering is quite well done. This one is harder to look at up close because the hand doesn't really make sense. And even from a distance, I feel like, you have a better view of it from a distance than I do, but even from a distance, I feel like her fingernails, this is supposed to be painted fingernails. I don't know how well that works and comes across. Some other things that I just don't fully see is this arm coming up. Again, it definitely works better in the distance, which again, that's how you're supposed to view diamond paintings, is from at least 6 feet away. But I feel like even from a distance, this arm feels a little off. Like, I understand that the cat is sitting in front of it and her arm's coming up behind her cat, but it just doesn't feel quite right to me. Skin tone is not bad. Skin is very, very, very hard. I think it is easier for lighter colored skin tones to try and get the colors right than it is for darker skin tones. And so from a distance, I feel like skin tones for the most part do work really, really well. Some of the shadowing on here is a little weird to me. Her nose, I feel like, is maybe a little too red. I mean, in general, the rendering is fantastic and it works from a distance. Just this painting is the first one where I feel like I can be a little bit more nitpicky. I feel like there's just a few things in here that aren't quite as well done as what I have seen in my other Diamond Art Club paintings. This is also a slightly older painting too, and there were evidences of that. So I want to talk about that a little bit. If you do happen to get this kit, and because I don't think they are coming out with any more of this, odds are you will receive what I did, which is a kit that is mostly made up of new square drills, but there are a few in here that are still the old square drills. For sure, my orange AB is an old drill collection, and I'm trying to remember, the yellow one might be. I meant to write down the ones that I noticed were definitely old drills. And how do I know? The biggest way that you can tell is the new drills they all have 13, 13 points. And the old is a combination of 9 and 13. The other thing that I definitely did notice with the ones that were older drills, the quality wasn't as good. I had a lot of fat drills in this kit where it's like the bottom was actually kind of convex, and so they didn't sit on the canvas right. I had a couple where the bottom was a bit more concave, which is something that you also do see with some lower quality diamond art kits. But with my past experience with square drills from Diamond Art Club, that has not been the case. The new drills are amazing. I say that, but I still had enough drills to finish this kit. Some of the reds I had 8 of, I think, the center red color left total, just 8 drills, but I had enough drills. And I had enough drills even with tossing out, not a ton of them, but several drills I did have to toss out. They didn't sit on the canvas right, or, there were other imperfections. But so even with the drills that were old drills and were not as nicely created as what I'm used to, I still had enough to be able to complete the whole canvas and have it look nice, at least from a distance. So this is the part that bothered me the most with this canvas. And that is, this must be an older canvas. I have been told that when DAC transitioned to doing all of their drills in-house, the new square drills are a little bit smaller than the old square drills. And what happens then is, if you're using drills that are slightly smaller but on an older canvas, you're going to have a lot of extra space on your canvas. And I do. If you look at this canvas up close, I don't like it. In fact, I really almost don't even want to take you in up close because it is such a mess in places. Oh, but here we go. I'm going to do it. All right. So now that I've blown you up here, you can see just how much gapping there is in this canvas. There is so much gapping in this canvas. This is a great deal of the reason why it took me so long to complete this painting is the gapping was just driving me nuts. And I tried a number of different things. I did entire sections checkerboard. I did other sections placed entirely with tweezers, one by one. I did multi-placing. So some sections are slightly neater than others, but the whole canvas, there's just too much space on the canvas. So up close, this one really, really bothers me. But then again, it's diamond art and you're supposed to view it from a distance. And when I step back, it still looks really, really good. My kids love it. My oldest daughter really, truly thinks it's beautiful. Enough so that I think if I give this to her for her birthday, which is next month, that's the other reason why this painting really reminded me of her is she has an October birthday. I think she'd be pleased. So from a distance, it still comes together. And it's something that only the creator is really going to be bothered by. And especially someone like me, who is kind of a bit of a perfectionist. I think most of us who get into this kind of a craft are. We want things to line up perfectly. And they don't. The up close view is hard. Doing this painting was hard for me because I just could not get things evenly spaced. No matter what I did, there's still a lot of excess space on the canvas. And then the other thing that I struggled with this particular painting is all of the color blocking. I had intended, and if you watch some of my whipping chats, I had intended to do it by rows, start at the bottom and work my way up. That's how I gridded it off using my washi tape. But I learned very quickly that I can't stand that much color blocking. And I really can't stand that much color blocking with drills that are just a teeny tiny hair too small for the canvas. So what I ended up doing is I did all around the outside here. I went all around the outside, did the top, went down this side. So I did the whole border first, and then I went in, and the last thing I did was the interior. The very last piece that I did actually was like her mouth and nose. So, kept a little interest there. So that on the whole was my experience with this painting. I know others have talked about this painting too. Similar comments about the color blocking. But again, I don't want to sound too negative because the end product is still beautiful. I think my daughter is going to love having this up in her room. I love this black cat. I just love this black cat. I am pleased with how her eyes did turn out. It is still just a beautiful, beautiful image. So definitely, if you like it, get it, and get it now because soon it will be gone forever. But you should be aware that this is some of the stuff you're going to run into if you do happen to get this painting. Otherwise, painting 1 is done for Festival Witches and Drills and Chills, and I am so excited and I cannot wait for my next one. If you have questions or if you've done this painting, if you happen to have some of those same issues, please post in the notes, in the comments, about that. I would love to hear, because maybe it's just me. Maybe you did this painting and you had no problems at all. I kind of wish that I'd been able to get this painting with all old drills because I think maybe that would have gone a little bit better for me. Maybe you did get this painting in an older version. I don't know, but I would love to hear. Again, the image itself is gorgeous. The quality is still fantastic. It's A Little Witchy by Aristokati, and it is still currently available from Diamond Art Club. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like my video and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content like this. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. Be kind, take care, and I'll see you again real soon.